What's going on, y'all? It's Monty back on another episode of Mondays with Monty, and I got so much that I want to talk about, but I'm gonna break it up into episodes because I gotta keep the content coming. But I got so much that I really want to talk about. This is all recorded the day after I recorded the last two videos that y'all are probably gonna see. So my mind is just still going, and I'm finding the time to get these videos done ahead of time, which is gonna be so perfect for me. But anyways, that's not what y'all want to hear. So I've been talking a lot about Patrice O'Neal. I've been mentioning him a lot, and there's one big topic that I heard him talk about the other day that I actually really want to get into. But the general thing, the general idea of it is that socially, being what a man is has become a bad thing. And this was something that he really talked about a lot, because he was saying a lot of the times the gut reaction that men have towards whatever someone may say or whatever someone may do has become a bad thing. Being what a man is has become a bad thing. And it has resulted in a lot of men becoming a lot more feminine. You know, we don't feel as comfortable being who we actually are, because what we actually are as a being, as a man itself, our nature has become something that's negative. You know, all the words buzzing around like toxic masculinity and things of that nature have led us to the point in which we don't even feel comfortable being ourselves anymore, which is why a lot of men have started to become a lot more feminine. And that's why women are starting to call men sassy and things like that. And like all of those other things have culminated into this. And it's really unfortunate because we live in a state of constant editing of ourselves and of what we say, what we feel, the drives and the drives and the impulses that we feel as men. Sometimes we feel as if it's not okay to feel these things. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's not necessarily, someone wouldn't deem it socially acceptable, or something that we say wouldn't be politically correct, because we feel this pressure from the outside to conform with what everyone else is thinking and to be on the good side of everyone. But that's not always how we feel. That's never honestly how we feel. Like, there are some times where someone like says something and I just want to be like, will you shut the fuck? Like, just like that, like simple as that. But sometimes it feels as if we can't do that. And that's really a box that I've been trying to break out of. And it's a scary box to try to break out of, because what's going to meet you on the other side is a bunch of pushback and a bunch of negativity and a bunch of people saying that you're some beast, some animal, and something that you really just aren't. You're just yourself. You know, and I talked about it a while ago, but feminism is another one of the factors that has led us to start becoming more feminine, because whenever men talk about what they want out of relationships or what they want from women, or anything that can potentially be seen as a slight against feminism, is something that puts men at risk of being called toxic or sexist or misogynistic, because those are the two words that are buzzing around the most. So it seems as if all of our natural impulses that we feel as men, if we exert those and push those into the public, all we're going to get hit with is backlash. And it's really difficult because I feel as if a lot of us just don't understand that. You know, like, there's a lot of impulses that we have that we just don't act on because there's such a risk towards being labeled as something that you aren't. You know, you're simply just acting in the nature of the being that you are and the person that you are. It's very difficult, you know, and it's something that's culminating into not culminating, I don't know. It's something that's going into my personal journey currently, because I'm trying to be a lot more. I was initially on the side of the spectrum in which I was a lot more passive and let a lot of things slide. So now I'm trying to be a lot more assertive and a lot more, I guess you could say, aggressive with a lot of things. And I'm caring less about what other people think of me. And this is something that can fit into that mold as well. Because even with my videos like this, sometimes I feel nervous like posting it on my public story on like my regular Instagram account, because I feel as if someone, you know, may label me as something negative or say like, oh, he's just a misogynist. But fuck that. You like, this is my channel. this is what I want to talk about. And if people don't like that, dog, they don't have to listen to me. And I'm not saying that what I'm saying is inherently true. I believe it to be true. And I believe that if you actually tried it and you actually looked into it, you wouldn't see many negatives, aside from the people who are going to start trying to speak out against you and label you as different things. But your life wouldn't get worse if you adopted a lot of the things that I've been discussing. And like I said, I tell people all the time, I'm not going to tell anyone to do something that I personally never did. I'm taking these steps. I'm doing all these things. This is firsthand account of everything that's going on. You understand what I'm like? This is all a firsthand account, and it's really I wouldn't say it's very difficult, because a lot of the issues that I believe only exist in my mind. And that's the case with pretty much everybody. A lot of our issues only exist in our own minds, and we never necessarily really feel what we think we're going to feel after something happens or when something, but yeah, I'm trying to see if there's anything else that I wanted to say with that, but I'm sick of feeling as if I can't be what I am. And I don't want any men to feel as if they can't be what they are at their impulse. Like you can say what you like. You can say you can do the things that you want to do. Yeah, you might experience a little backlash, but who cares? Who cares? Stand in the face of that adversity. Stand in the face of that adversity and just keep going. It's not bad to be what you are. It's not bad to be who you are, and it's not bad to speak out and stand on what you believe in. And that's one thing I actually wanted to mention about Charlie Kirk. I don't like talking about politics because I'm not into politics at all myself, but Charlie Kirk as a man, forget about everything that he talked about, forget about whatever he stood for and believed in. As a man, you have to have nothing but respect for him. Why? Because he spoke his mind. He spoke his mind, and he stood on everything that he said. Even when people were trying to throw, they tried to throw like a monkey wrench in what he was saying and try to get a loophole around it. He knew that he was already in too deep. So he had to stand on what he said. There's a lot of things that he said that people may have deemed racist, that people may have deemed sexist or whatever. But even when those people found the loophole and found a way that they could be like, oh, I got him. No, he stood on what he was said. And that's something we should all be striving for, to say what's on our minds and to stand on that until we die. There's no reason to go back on what you said. If you believe something in your heart, believe it. Believe it. People are always going to disagree, and people are always going to give you backlash. But the one thing you can find resolve in, or the one thing that you can be confident in, is the fact that you never deterred from what you believed. And that's the most important thing. So I really, it's a continuing journey with everything that I want to be and the person that I want to be and how I want to portray myself. But it's a rewarding journey. It feels good to be going in the direction that I'm going. So I hope a lot of you start adopting, these habits and these tendencies. But yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about today. I appreciate y'all rocking with me, and I'll talk with y'all soon. Happy Monday.
My shit is just flawless as hell, ballin' as well. They say they rappers, I hardly could tell. Don't know a woman, I'm giving a ring. Ironic enough that they callin' my cell. Haters been looking for spots they could hit, but all that did was just harden the shell. The moment my stuff started popping, they started to notice they shit getting harder to sell. My shit flying off of the shelves, you better come hit me.